Oh, okay, you can't see the whole thing now, but never mind. The left hand, so there's 3 columns here. The idea is that these are possible pathways, and it's a very top of the head, rushed kind of thing that I did yesterday afternoon. If, it's by no means complete. But I guess what it is an invitation for people to put in whatever, well, first of all, we'd have to have a conversation about whether this makes any sense to people, whether it has meaning for you. And then maybe if that was the case, where people would sort of want to see what their specialty is and what their interest is, how that fits in to this model. It came out of that conversation where Peter brought up the idea of the sausage machine. So the conveyor belt, the idea that representative democracy with the people and much better representation is something that would, instead of just be able to be achieved by one big step, be something achievable with a whole lot of steps, and that each of those steps perhaps would engage different mechanisms to achieve the steps. And in the right-hand column, you've got mechanisms possible. There's lots there, more that could be added in. And in the centre, you've got key principles. These are the values that sort of spring to mind when you're looking at the different steps. So securing. So do you want to just, is it okay if I just read through these, or people want to look at it themselves? Well, how do you want to do this?
I think it would be better to let people look at them.
We can't see the whole page.
And
yeah, that was the problem with blowing it up.
I mean, I think
Can you still see it?
What I'm interested in getting out of now is a sense about whether at a sort of a higher level people think this is a useful way of thinking about it, and whether it's something that people want to pursue further. And I think if we get some commitment towards that, we can organise a more detailed process for refining it.
Yeah.
If people think, oh, this is an interesting thing, but nah, not really, then those people can leave. But
can I interrupt to say that I am sure that it is very interesting, but I'm just unable to absorb it in this format right now. So I'd be happy to look at it and provide feedback or come to it fresh another time, but I'm going to bow out for now.
That's a great idea. Yeah, thanks, Maxi.
Thanks, you all.
Bye.
thank you all.
I
don't think we need to wordsmith it now. I think we want, maybe if we do a quicker round, if this is all right, Petra, a quicker round to say, get a commitment from people who might be interested to work further on it. So I think it's useful, and would be prepared to put a little bit more thought into thinking about how we can make it work. And I will hand to Mark if he's still here.
I can hear tennis balls.
And if Mark's not still here, I'll hand to Rob.
Yeah, this looks a useful document, and I think it could be a guiding document. I hope it'll be in the documents that come out of the meeting.
I will undertake to put it, I mean, it's on the website. I will undertake, if people send me versions of it, to amalgamate one more version and put that up on the website.
Peter, could I comment? Like Petra, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, like Petra, I think, I need to think about this, and I'm a bit uncomfortable that one quick jotting can become a template for our pathways to representative democracy with the people. I think I would want to do a lot more analysis of it because I'm not sure that there is a single pathway. When I've worked on strengthening governance in other countries, you know, my end point has been achieving more accountable, more effective, more responsive governance. But I've always said there are many pathways through to those endpoints. And I have seen massive failures in development when people have clung to a single design document as the way that we're going to achieve X. So I'm afraid I like a more fluid approach with which to work. So I think documents like these are valuable because they capture a lot of ideas that we can build on. But I would say, do not believe there is a single pathway and that you're going to capture it on a single sheet of paper. So, you know, I would not want to be locked into a single template because I have seen them fail over and over again.
But isn't this the sort of like eating our own dog food process here, where we're saying we need to come to an agreement, a consensus on something? So we do need to dive into the detail and identify those elements that we all agree with or have no issues with, and those areas where there are issues, like for example, which came up with in our breakout group with Bob, where for him, not having sortition in selecting the group is a deal killer for him. Whereas for me, I'm see it the other way. So identifying those areas where there's disagreement and those areas where there's agreement, I think Sue may sort of broaden out and kind of capture those alternative pathways through the process. So it's not just one document and one process.
Okay, Rob, you're on mute. You're still on mute.
You're talking about me?
No, Mr. Salter.
Okay.
He's talking, there's no doubt about it.
But he needs to take himself off mute so we can hear him.
He's more
Okay,
efficient.
I always do that. Okay, I'm a bit mentally tired to deal with this, and so I'm going to bow out. And I would be very interested to look at it later and consider it with a bit more time. So thanks very much, everyone. It's been fantastic.
But I just,
Rob, cheers. Yes,
Bye.
Petra?
I
Bye.
just wanted to
Rob,
add that,
nice to
yeah,
meet you.
could I just say that this is not meant to be a pathway or a template. It gives the possibility for all sorts of things. It was just an attempt to kind of jot down quickly some of the key things that we say in some sort of a format. If that's not a great format, then please suggest something better. I'm not attached to this at all, but I do think it would be it's something of a basis to begin a conversation. That's all.
That's right. And the proposal in front of us at the moment is, are people wanting to continue with it? And so far I've heard that while people are not perfectly happy with it, there is some commitment to continue with it.
How novel is this? Is this influenced by other things apart from what you have witnessed during the conference, Petra?
No, like what?
Okay, I don't know. I'm just asking. You know, is this different? Is this definitely a novel document? In that case,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just
okay.
went, yeah. Peter and
I think it's a useful talking point. I'm not saying it's going to lead to a guidelines or anything, but I think it could be useful. I noticed that at the bottom you've got providing ongoing accountability, etc., with nothing underneath. Unless I've misunderstood. Oh no, I see. That's how it works. Okay, I have actually read this. So I think yes, perhaps for further discussion, it could be useful.
Barb?
Yeah, I agree. I'm a bit like Rob. I'm a bit brain not functioning terribly well. I'm not very good at things that read across the page like that in columns either. I certainly think it's useful in as you know, as a guide to what all the things that we need to be considering. And I think if I had a bit more time, I might be able to contribute something more meaningful. But at the moment, I'm just sort of looking at it and thinking, there's so much there. I can't think of really practical things to say at this particular point. But I think it's certainly a very useful document.
Thor. Thank you, Barbara. Thor.
I've got on our website, we've got an engagement page, and I just thought maybe I could show you that, not so much for the content, but just for the format of the way we've laid it out. Would that be okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just before you jump to that, to summarize where I think we're at the moment is that the 7 of us who are here think that it's a good idea to go ahead, but now is not the time to do it, and we need to create a space down the track to
Agreed.
Yes. We're all a bit jaded.
Exactly.
Okay, if you can stop sharing your screen, Petra, we can let Thor share his screen. And
and I'll start screen share while other participants are sharing.
Oh, okay. I'll stop. I shall stop. There we go.
Oh, come on, internet. Right, okay, so the way we've laid this out is like somebody comes in, says, if you're a Dixon voter, you do these things. If you're not, or if you want to be a Dixon representative, you go here, or if you want to show support, or if you just want to know more, you go here. So if you are a Dixon voter, it's kind of like, it's like an algorithm. It's a process. So that allows different pathways to be captured and documented, and gives people the ability to sort of step their own path through it as it suits them. So that's all I wanted to show.
great.
Okay. Thank you.
Where do I stop sharing?
All right. So going forward, Petra and I will work on where we go next. And I've got all your names on a list here. And so we'll contact you by email to map out the next steps, which may not be for a week or so. Are people happy with that? Any massive killer dissent?
Well, I probably won't be able to be involved too deeply in it because I've got an election coming up, and I mean, like if I hadn't been doing that this weekend, I would have been emailing all my nominators from the past election and prepping stuff, and so I'm pretty well spoken for. I'm interested to see what you guys are doing, so please keep me on the mailing list, but
right.
Don't think I'm ignoring you out of any thing other than being time poor.
Yeah, okay. Not a problem. All right. Happy with that, Petra?
Yeah. I'm happy with that. And thanks, Phil, for all your input.
Thank you.
Right. Well, I think at this stage I shall stop